Hello and welcome to The Forum, the show about what's happening at Monroe County Community College. I'm your host, Lexi Greenwood, feature editor of The Agora, which is the student newspaper at MCCC. For this episode of The Forum, we will be featuring Sydney Wallace and Samuel Spaulding, who are a part of the Clue on Stage. Hi, Sam and Sydney. It's great to have you here today.
Hi.
Hi. So we just have a few questions about the two of you. How long have you both been at MCCC and what are you studying?
I've been at MCCC for 3 semesters. This is going on my 3rd semester. I'm taking classes mostly just to transfer, but if you looked at it, I guess I'd be going for a fine arts degree.
Awesome.
This is my 2nd semester here. I want to pursue an education degree.
Awesome. Do you know what kind of education you want to teach?
Probably I want to be an English teacher.
Very cool. Can you guys tell me a little bit about what Clue on Stage is about?
Sure. Clue on Stage is a murder mystery meets thriller meets comedy. We're really trying to lean into the comedy to make it a fun show. It's based on the board game Clue, so there's guests, they come in, and antics happen.
So I know I grew up watching the Clue film that was made in the 80s. Is there any relation to the movie at all?
Certainly, yes. Most of the major beats are the same, but the ending has a slight twist to it.
Very neat. And then, Sam, so I know you were in the radio production of Great Gatsby. What has been kind of the difference between doing that versus the full production?
Well, the major difference between that is for Great Gatsby, we had our scripts because it was a radio play. We were acting as radio hosts. In Clue, we're acting as the actual characters, so they wouldn't have a book in front of them going, oh, okay, so I say this next.
And how has that affected getting into character versus doing it the radio way?
I think it's a major help to memorize lines because it becomes less of thinking my next line is this, and it becomes more of thinking the character would say this next.
And then how has getting into character been for you?
I have about a 20-minute drive from my home to the school, so I use that time to play really loud music and just get super energetic. And I sing the whole way there. I try to really stay upbeat and have a lot of energy going to get into character because she's very eccentric and she yells a lot.
Absolutely. And then how long have you guys been working on your production of Clue?
I think we started in January. Yeah, we started back in January.
Very cool.
So about 2 months, 2 months and a half.
I think even longer than that. I feel like auditions might have been way back in November and we've been working on blocking since then.
Yeah, maybe even longer then.
Well, then over the last few months, what is your kind of favorite memory from rehearsals been?
One of my favorite memories is we do a vocal warm-up called Sirens, where one person will lead us and they'll go like this, and as they rise, we rise our voices and we get louder, and then they go down and we get quieter. It's a really good vocal warm-up, and it's fun because then like we suddenly stop and it's like silent, and then we get really loud, so it's just a really fun vocal warm-up.
Very neat.
My favorite rehearsal memory would probably be the one night we rehearsed in the Holiday Theater. We were just going over our lines memorization-wise, and our friend Ralph, who plays Professor Plum, used to do a German accent. However, our director asked him to ditch the accent for that rehearsal, and I don't know what it did. It was just so much funnier to hear him saying all of those ridiculous things in an American accent. I loved it a lot.
That's funny. All right. And then how long have you guys been doing theater?
I've been doing theater since my junior year of high school when I did my first play, so I think I'm at 5 years now, with a break in the middle.
I also started as a junior. My high school did Clue on Stage as well, except I was on Spotlight for it as a techie. I also acted in The Man Who Came to Dinner at my high school my senior year, so this would be my 2nd acting role.
Very cool. So going from acting and you've done the tech side, which do you prefer?
I definitely prefer acting, but I have deep affection for both sides.
And then what is the cost of admission to go see Clue?
It's free, as long as you get a reservation.
Very neat. And how do you reserve to be able to see?
There is an email, littletheater@monroeccc.edu, that you email with the date you want to come and how many you're bringing.
Okay. And then when and where can people who reserve to see the show attend?
The show dates are April 21st through the 23rd. We're going to be hosting the show in the Meyer Theater in the Lazy Boy building.
Very exciting. All right, well, that is all the time we have for today. It's been great having you both here. Make sure that you pick up your tickets to see Clue on stage so you can support both Sam and Sydney, as well as one of Agora's very own, Jessie McDaniel, as Miss Scarlet. Tune in next time for another episode of The Forum.